Manuel, my name is Manuel Castro.
Excuse me. The case is now being recorded.
Okay.
Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. All persons having anything to do before the Honorable, the Justices of the Massachusetts Appeals Court, now sitting at diverse locations within and for the Commonwealth, draw near and give your attention, and you shall be heard. God save the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Court is open.
Good morning. Welcome to the Massachusetts Appeals Court on this Monday, May 6, 2024. I'm Justice Joseph Ditkoff, and with me is Justice John Englander and Justice Paul Smyth. And we're the panel for this case, which will be held on Zoom. This is being live streamed, so keep that in mind. The case for our video argument is Commonwealth versus Castro, 23P 1348. Once we start, a clock will appear where the seal is now, and it'll count down 15 minutes. When 15 minutes ends, that's the time to stop. You don't certainly have to take the full 15 minutes, though, if you don't need it. We always start with the appellant, which is you, Mr. Castro. There is no rebuttal, though. So whenever you're ready, Mr. Castro, you can proceed.
Okay. My name is Manuel Castro, and I'm here to proceed, and thank you for this opportunity to hear on my issue of my safety. I don't speak good English, but I learned to speak English in prison, and I will do my best. My brief was prepared for me by senior law clearing prisoner, and the brief speak clearly of my behalf. I filed a motion to withdraw will to plead because my counsel failed to inform the court that there is gang members waiting to murder me upon deportation to El Salvador because I plead guilty, and then later I discovered that the district attorney notified the public that I plead guilty and cooperated with police. I took responsibility for my action, and now I need the state government to protect me from deportation to El Salvador, where I will be murdered. Thank you.
Mr. Castro, do you know when your first parole hearing is going to be, approximately?
What? Can you say again? I can't hear you.
Do you know when you're going to be parole eligible?
I don't know if I'm gonna get parole, but if I get parole, I know that I'm gonna be under the justice. You know, all you guys they're gonna have in control. And I know that if I get parole, I'm gonna have the opportunity to get out, you know, and stay with my family. And that I say I know that I make big mistake. I know, and I take responsibility for my action, for everything I did, and now I have to pay the consequence, you know, for my action. And
Mr. Castro, Judge Ditkoff's question was whether you knew the timing of when you would have your parole hearing. Do you know how soon that might happen?
I don't know. I don't know because I see parole in 2028. That's what I will see parole in 2028. But I don't know if I gonna have a parole. I don't know if they gonna give me setback. I be doing all the programs that they put me to do, and I be rehabilitated all these years. Thank God.
Mr. Castro, one of your positions on appeal is that the Commonwealth has the burden to protect you. Is that correct?
Can you say again?
Do you believe that the prosecutor had agreed to protect you because you admitted your guilt?
Yeah.
Is there a document in which they agreed to protect you?
Yeah, I have a paper that I sent to the court that they say that they got a protection order. I got a protection order, and they said that my life is at risk.
So the protective order you're referring to, that related to disclosure of documents in the case, is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Was there any other promise made to you either a written document or anything anyone said to you about your safety?
No, the only one that they said that they said that they're gonna give me protection order for my case because when I have the first meeting with the police before, I take responsibility for the action that I did, and after that, I testified to another guys that they was involved in the case, and and that day I told the police that I'm afraid because now that I tell these guys they're gonna kill me, and I go through situation in here in jail too because when I was in the county, I was get jumped by another two guys. My co-defendant, he's saying that I was telling him, and that's happened in Super County in 2013.
Any further questions?
No.
All right, it's a pretty discrete issue. So unless you have anything else to say, Mr. Castro, we can hear from Attorney McGowan.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Mr. Castro.
Thank you.
Attorney McGowan, whenever you're ready.
Good morning. May it please the court, ADA David McGowan for the Commonwealth. To answer the court's question, according to the parole, Mr. Castro is eligible to apply for parole as soon as March 5th, 2028. And to answer Justice Smith's question, there was no agreement in the way that I understand Mr. Castro representing it from the Commonwealth to protect his person following the plea or during the pendency of this case.
Attorney McGowan, there appear to be some protective orders that were issued in this case and then amended a few times. I suspect I have an idea of what's in them, but I think it would be helpful if we could actually get those protective orders and the modified protective orders.
I can do that.
That would be very helpful. You said in your brief that the defendant's notice of appeal was untimely. And I know it was filed in the court later than 30 days, but as you know, a prisoner gets to have his notice of appeal treated as filed on the day it was delivered to the prison authorities. And this one is dated within 30 days. Do you have any reason to doubt that it was given to the prison authorities within the 30 days?
I do not.
Also, I had a question on page 12 of your brief. You write, likewise, the defendant's assumption that there was a protective order related to his personal safety is unsupported by any evidence that such an order ever existed. And you've said today explicitly no order ever existed for his personal safety. Is that the Commonwealth's position?
Yes, it was. I was co-counsel in investigating and prosecuting this case at the time. And as Judge Ditkoff noted, there were protective orders for discovery purposes due to the nature and of the underlying facts of this case and individuals involved, both directly and tangentially. But there was no discussion, nor any contemplation, nor would the government, had there been a conversation, entered into an agreement for post-prison protection in any way for Mr. Castro. That said, I don't minimize what the concerns Mr. Castro has, but they were not contemplated during the pendency of this case as it respects to his potential deportation.
What happened with the co-defendants?
They also resolved their matter short of trial.
They all pled to something?
They did. An unrelated defendant did go to trial, but was not part of the underlying facts of Mr. Castro. Those facts were regarding the disposal of the firearm.
I assume Mr. Castro didn't testify in that trial.
Mr. Castro testified in none of the proceedings. That's correct.
And counsel, I see no plea agreement other than what's occurred during the colloquy? Was there no written plea agreement?
There was none, no.
And no cooperation agreement that we're aware of, correct?
Correct. If the panel has no further questions, the Commonwealth will rest on its brief and provide the court with the protective orders as requested.
All right. Thank you both. This has been very, very helpful. We'll take this under advisement and we'll issue a written decision in due course. I'd like to thank the clerk's office for arranging this Zoom hearing and for generally getting the technology to the stage where we can do this. We used to have to do these cases where prisoners were arguing by phone. It was really not optimal. It's much better to have Zoom, and we're very grateful for that, and grateful to be able to see you, Mr. Castro, instead of just hearing you on a phone. So with that, we have 5 live cases to do. So court will be adjourned, and we will resume in courtroom 3. Thank you very much.
Thank you.